Welcome back to the Hawkeye Garage. I am Joe. We got the GX back in the garage this week again for some more stereo nav mods, if you will, to make the system in this thing a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit more livable, and a lot more awesome. In my past videos, you guys have always loved the stuff that I've done talking about the nav system and the stereo and stuff in my GX, kind of how to live with it, my love and hate relationship with it. Well, this week we got a really easy mod that's gonna make it a lot more awesome. Stay tuned. First of all, before we get in there, don't do this. You should not do this mod. I'm telling you that because it could be unsafe. So there, I said it. If you're unfamiliar with my particular setup, I have an 07, has the Mark Levinson stereo system. It has a 6-disc CD and DVD, yes, DVD changer in the glove box, along with the factory flip-down DVD screen in the back that has its own DVD player. Now that being said, you can theoretically run a DVD in the front CD changer to the front screen, of course, when the car is parked and the handbrake is on. That kind of gives you a clue where we're going today. And you can play a separate video in the rear flip down screen as long as you are using headphones for the rear one, plugged in, or the factory Bluetooth ones, which mine unfortunately does not have those. They've gotten lost somewhere along its lifespan. So you watch two different videos with two different sources of audio, or you can run a video in the back and pipe it through both screens and full car audio again when the car is parked and the handbrake is on. Well, it's coming up to Christmas time and travel season, and I wanted to be able to have a DVD on the front screen while we're driving, yes, for Mrs. HSW. There's going to have other benefits to that I'm going to talk about in a second. The other added bonus for doing what we're going to be doing is you will be able to control the play, pause, fast forward of the DVD in the rear screen from the front screen while the car is in motion. Why is that a big deal? Well, if you've got little kids that can't use the remote control, this remote control, why it has so many buttons for a car DVD player, I have no idea. Most of the stuff, and this is the factory remote. Why do you need all of this? Being able to just pull up that control screen from the front while you're going down the highway, hit play, skip through the previews, or go to, I don't like the beginning of this movie, can we go to the middle of the movie, or that's not where we left off, can you go back? Being able to do that from the front is well worth this modification. It's very simple. And we're going to jump into the car. I've already done it, so we're going to kind of go through that, what you need to get up to that point. Really all you need is, let's see, a 10 mil, a little pry tool, and some wire cutters and crimpers. Pretty simple. Alright, we are in the car. Now, as you can see, I have my panels here on the sides removed. We're going to get to that point. First, what you need to do is pop off these panels here. Little plastic pry tool works really good for those. You start in the back and kind of peel it up and out. Both sides, you need to do that. Then we need to do these side ones. Now, these can be a little tricky. They're getting on in years now, and whatever plastic that they've used to back those wood grain panels gets very brittle. I have found that the best way is to start down at the bottom and kind of peel up. There's no screws, or at least there's no screws left on mine because they were broken, so I guess I can't say 100% that there was no screws. Ooh, my light's going out. But start at the bottom and then peel up and kind of work your fingers along the sides and pull kind of more out but a little up at the same time, very gently. You need to get both sides of those out. Then you're going to come down here to your ashtray, cigarette lighter section, and just grab on both sides and just pull it out. There's just clips that hold that in. There's no screws on that. And then there's 4 screws holding this whole center stack in the display up here, the tape player down here, 10 mils. Pull those screws out, then you can pull this unit out. You'll have to unplug the seat sensor and the hazards over here, obviously. What I would recommend doing is get a big towel, put it over all of this stuff here, your shifters, pull this out, and then just kind of gently set it for the time being on the shifters. Whether or not you want to pull this all the way out and undo all the plugs, that is up to you. I didn't do that because I didn't need to. Wasn't that big of a deal. But that's the next step. This needs to come out and sit here so we can look at the wiring on the back. Another quick thing I forgot to mention, down here towards the driver's side, towards your right knee, there is a big plug there with a 10 mil in the middle of that. You do need to unscrew that and pull that out. You kind of have to unscrew and pull and unscrew and pull just to kind of get it wiggled out of there. That is going to allow you to get more slack to pull this head unit out to deal with the wiring. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the best that I can on this. So I'm going to zoom out. This is the back of the screen. Down here, that's the back of the tape deck. We want the back of the screen, and there's going to be several harnesses back there, 3 harnesses. We are looking for the one closest to the driver's side, and that plug, go ahead and unplug that. Now you can see I've already got a connector in there. So in order to make our modifications so that you don't have to have the e-brake on, and you can use the functions while the car is in motion, we need to cut 2 wires and ground one of them. Now that green wire right there, it's a light green wire. It's on the top, kind of towards the middle. That is the ground wire for the e-brake. So by cutting that wire and then running another wire to a ground, which is what I've done here just to the side of the whole head unit chassis here, it will basically fool the head unit into thinking that the emergency brake is on. The light on the dash does not come on, showing that the emergency brake is on, so that's cool. That's all you need to do. Cut that, run a wire to a ground, make sure you're grounding the wire coming out of the radio, not coming out of the car. Now, the next one, boy, it's going to be hard for me. I don't think I can show you guys this. In that same harness, towards the bottom, there is a purple wire with a red stripe. It is blatantly obvious. That's the only one there. That is the wire telling the car that the car is in motion, or above 5 miles an hour, I believe technically is what it is. Just cut that wire. That's all you have to do, is cut it. If you want to have functionality of that wire to turn back on that function, I don't really know why you would want to do that. You can run a toggle switch in between and mount the switch somewhere, and you can turn the function on and off of the car not running the screen while the car is in motion. I just cut it. I don't really care. If I ever go to sell this car, I'll probably undo this stuff. Just, you know, safety precaution. I'll put it back the way that it was. But that's all you have to do. Just cut the wire. Alright guys, that is that as simple as can be. Cutting 2 wires and then just re-grounding one of them, and you will be able to use that front DVD screen while the car is in motion. And like I said, not just for watching videos, which you should not do if you're driving. It's so that you can have access to the controls for the back screen. It actually unlocks a lot of other controls, like being able to enter destination into your NAV. Why you would still be actually using the NAV in this instead of your phone, I don't know. Oh, one more thing, because you probably are wondering, because I wondered, cutting that wire to fool the car into thinking it's not in motion. The wiring to tell the screen that you're moving for the NAV is a different set of wiring than the wiring telling the DVD player not to play because you're moving. That was something that I wondered about as well, but in my research and in testing, you're good to go. So there it is. That makes things a little bit more livable. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, turn those notifications on. We try to drop a video every Sunday, and lately it's been a lot of stuff like this, kind of the GX470 hacks, because it's kind of a weird vehicle, honestly. It's almost 20 years old. It was a luxury vehicle. It's still pretty luxury. But instead of old people and rich people buying them now, you get people like me, family guys that want to go out and have an adventure and just want to make things a little bit more livable and user friendly 20 years on and for their families. So follow the links in the description down below over to my Instagram and my Facebook, where I post a lot more stuff a lot more often. And feel free to email me much more detailed stuff if you want to, talk about things like this through email, hawkeyeskunkworks@gmail.com. So until the next video drops, thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.